Yeah, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you another episode of Tazman's AI Dungeon. And so this episode, we're going to do something a little different. I got, they wanted to keep it anonymous. It was in my Discord. I got a link for an adventure that they said when they loaded it, it pretty much instantly started throwing the errors with losing cards and stuff like that. So I was thinking, well, maybe what we could do is go look at it, see what the issue is, how it could be fixed, and maybe even I'll go into the comment of the person. I don't know if you can put links in your comments, but maybe give it to the person so that they can actually look at it and see, oh, this is how I can fix it. Now, I would like to stress that I'm not doing this to say, hey, this person's dumb or anything like that. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. There's not a lot of information on how to best do stuff, which is kind of why we're doing this and trying to figure it out together. So my intent is not to say this person has no clue what they're doing, they should quit, because that's not the case. I just want to give them possibly ideas that will make their story and scenario development even better. So having said that, we're going to go ahead. I was given a link and I'm going to put it in a new tab, I think. Let's do this. So it's called The Pain of Betrayal from Family. It actually has had lots of bookmarks, consider quite a few likes, um, lots of comments. It's been played 1,100 times. So, oh look, we have a present. I'm not easily distracted ever. Actually, this is the last one for the month too. Uh, got some skills. You know what? I'm even going to give this person some skills to say no hard feelings. How do I give skills? I think you go under more. There we go. Tip skills. Let's do 10 skills. I don't even know what skills do, to be honest. But anyway, yeah. We'll give him 10 skills just to say, hey, you know, good try. So as you can see here, it looks the prompt doesn't look bad. So usually if this is going to be too long, as you've noticed when we were writing our prompt, there's a little thing that tells you uh, where it was free. I don't know if I can actually show you that. Maybe I can. Let's oh, I don't want to do it. Let's go here. We'll go into ours and we'll go into our scenarios. And this is the one that broke, but that actually, let's do it on our Need for Speed one. So if we go in here and we go to edit, one of the first things is if you look, you see here that this is saying that your scenario plot, your plot essential, not plot essentials, but I believe it's the scenario plot itself, which is just, uh, not this one. Is that, maybe it is this one. Yeah, the opening story. So as you can see, we're using 1,739, which is it's not too big, but they have this little thing saying of 4,000, right? Our plot essentials itself is super small. It's not going to cause much issue at all. I do want to talk about some things that I've been noticing a lot in the different setups, but I don't know if we'll have time in this one. So if we go look under details again, we'll see that, here we are basically not using, I guess this is plot essentials because it's only 467. Remember that you only have basically 1,500 tokens. A free account has 2,000 tokens. So if we go look, can I do, if I middle click you, will it work? No. So if we go look at the free account, you can see that there's 2,000 tokens that can be sent. If I exceed that, that's when it will start saying, oh, I'm going to have to ditch some story cards, which is why you never want to really use the player's full information as a story card. You might want to have it with a little additional information, but once again, not a lot. So as far as this goes, I mean, this doesn't look terribly bad for the story prompt. We also have, this doesn't matter at all. Let's go ahead and we're going to click play. And let's see what we can find. So we'll just be T-A-Z-Z-M-A-N-N, probably uppercase the T and the M. The fours make it look weird. It gives weird spaces. So I'm just going to do T-A and A's instead of fours. Okay, so all they're asking is your name. So the person that the person that sent me this said that some of the comments were saying, look, we already got our little yellow guy there. So it's saying that the comments on this are saying things like the AI is forgetting who the player is and making them be other people. I can almost see why right here just from that. So it only has a plot essentials. It looks like this plot essentials is ginormous. So that is definitely going to be something that is going to bog down your player. The second thing I noticed right away is it does say you are Tasman, which is really good. But then it looks like this is all Emily, this is all Emily, this is all Emily, this is all Emily. Then it talks about, looks like Samantha, Samantha, and Emily. So there's no real reference to the actual character. So it's, oh my goodness, Samantha and Emily, Samantha's ultimate goal, the solution, not sure what that is, consequences. Once again, this is all Emily and Samantha. So there's even a Luna apparently. I just saw a Luna, but that was only one mention. Oh, there we are. There's a Tasman. So that might be a little good. A week ago, Emily rented a hotel to Tasman. Now, here is one thing, because we said you are Tasman. Here we're actually seeing something where it says Emily rented a hotel uh, for a week to give Tasman and Luna time to reconnect. So because they're referring to Tasman now in what would that be? First person? Third person? I don't know. I'm really bad with the persons. I know that you and all that stuff is second person. So it probably would be a little better to actually change this to you. However, my guess is with all these Emilys and Samantha, remember it usually keeps a little bit from the beginning and a little bit from the end. Most of the middle stuff is usually the AI just doesn't handle it very well. So this definitely seems like a really big thing right here. And I could understand, yeah, you are Tasman right here, but then Tasman's not mentioned until that very end. So usually in your plot essentials, you want this to be mostly information about your character. For example, what I usually do a lot is, let me see, do I have it on the clipboard? No, of course not. So maybe something like, let's see, where's my clipboard now? Let me do this. I'm just fixing a couple things before I post it. All right. I mean, this is not accurate at all. So, I'm definitely not 18 years old. But let's say let's just replace this, for example. This is kind of a boilerplate that I use for introducing who I am. And I've seen it seems to work really well that, I just say you are, and then I put the first name, and then in parentheses I put first and last name, because what if your name's like Bob and all of a sudden you're introduced to another Bob? Well, you can throw the AI off with that. So if you have it seems to work where you have it like this, it's able to do it. Now, if this were more accurate, I would say 53. I am 6'4". I guess I'm handsome. My hair has got a lot more gray in it than it used to. Eyes are hazel. Not so much physically fit anymore. So, you know, but this is where you want to give the information about the actual character. Now, in here, we do have a card for Emily. We have a card for Carl. We have a card for Luna. I would recommend trying just to trim this down as much as you can and not have hardly any of the information about Emily, because it doesn't matter. Is it, you need to ask yourself as you're creating your scenario, is this actually critical to the story? Is, if this was not in the story, would it fall apart? Emily was raised by a single father, Carl, who doted uh who doted on her and protected her from harsh realities of the world. That seems like, if I did want that, put that in a story card. Let's go check out the story card real quick. So, your stepsister is a lesbian by orientation, previously dated Samantha, currently is torn apart by guilt and grief. Dun, dun. So here's the next error right here. We do have Emily right here. Uh, and we have Emily right there, but the AI never looks at that. So here the AI is getting this chunk saying stepsister, and it has no idea who that is. So here you definitely want to have something like Emily, 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 your stepsister, because that's going to reinforce this is zzMN's stepsister. um, then you could say, I like to always stick in the age thing where you say, here, you could say, Emily, you're like, maybe, I don't know how old she'd be, maybe 23 year old stepsister. Give a quick description of her just so the game knows she has this color eyes. Maybe that's in here somewhere. Nope, definitely not. So it does look like they kind of got story plot stuff in here, which is really good. I like that. Definitely good. She wants to fix everything. And maybe if that part of the father that is, actually I see it right here. So if we do that, we have that. So this will actually make it so when this card is called by the word Emily, it will actually know that this is Emily. I think we've looked at it before where, if we, I wonder if Carl would be invoked. I mean, we're already losing stuff, so who knows if we're losing Carl, Emily, or whatever. Let's hit continue and just see so we can actually get the context, because you can't get in that first one. So clearly still losing stuff. So if we go in here, go to view context, got a red dot. It looks like if we go to details, wow, we're actually even losing our AI instructions. Now, one thing to note, there was not an AI instructions listed here. However, it seems like whether you have one here or not, there's the very basic AI instructions. In this case, there's not. So the AI is not knowing what it is supposed to do. Maybe we can go see more information on that. So that is definitely bad. I mean, right here, this is the plot essentials. This is the actual story that's going. This is the story cards that are being loaded. This is the response buffer. And then this is not used. So right off of the get-go, we only have a tiny bit of space that is free for our adventure to keep going. And we also, we're going to be forgetting stuff really quickly. So let's go look and see what cards were forgotten. So it looks like out of plot essentials, actually story cards weren't forgotten. That's interesting because it actually said that they are lost. So I'm kind of interested that it doesn't say that's gone. Maybe they changed something, But it looks like of that plot essentials, a huge chunk of it is gone. If we go in here, well, we have our first part, which is really good, but you'll notice the plot essentials ends right here where it said scenario or something. So right there, right off the get-go, we know that your entire plot essentials is not being loaded. Your AI instructions, it looks like we don't even get a C. It was not able to fit any AI instructions. So that's actually really bad as well, because that tells the AI how to do stuff. So if we go look, obviously we're not going to see it here, but I wanted to point out, if we could, that even though the AI instructions isn't listed as the main thing, which is usually for your custom ones, it's usually in here in your actual tokens that are being sent. So right there, we can actually see we've already lost a huge chunk, half of our almost half, I guess, of our plot essentials and all of our AI instructions. So that definitely is really bad, and that would explain why we're it's cutting off. Where's that scenario part? Would be about halfway. Oh wait, here's a your father always seems to be on zzMan's side. There's another thing. Oh, so this is actually something people say. This could definitely throw it off too, because it's saying Samantha draws attention to other seemingly minor issues. I don't think you need to necessarily give the examples of what she says. If you say that she's trying to bust up your family or make you distrust your family, I think the AI is pretty smart and would be able to do that. But when you're doing something like this, if the AI is reading this and not necessarily putting it together with that, it's going to now think well, who's your? I don't know. Maybe it's Samantha, because that's where we're at here. Um, and we're talking about zzMan as an actual person, and not the you kind of thing. So that might be part of it right there. So up there's the solution. So basically from here down is not even in our context that's being sent. Now I'm curious. Let's go ahead and I mean, we're not even sending data. I wonder, I don't know what's going on. So uh I don't know what to say. So, well, it said she got me sent to prison or something. So I'll say, maybe, why did you lie? Did you lie about me and what I did? I did. So something like that. Go ahead and hit it as a say. We're definitely going to still have that. All right, let's see what that did. Did it change it all? That's what I'm curious. Is it actually changing what is and isn't able? So now we've lost over half of that, because you see this is growing now, and this is kind of important. It needs the current story and the adventure that's going. I'm actually really kind of surprised that the cards didn't take it, because that's what the guide actually said. And then the AI, it has absolutely none of the AI. So if we were to, let's take out that Emily part of this and see if that fixes anything. So if we get rid of Emily from here, I know this is going to break the story. We're just testing some things here. So if we get rid of Emily and pretend that is in her card only, because it's not going to invoke the cards from these. It's invoking the cards from names that are mentioned probably up here. So it's going to start dropping. There's Carl right there. Is Luna up here as well? I would imagine so. But as long as it's not keep mentioning those things. So now we've gotten rid of uh, Emily. The next thing I'm going to do, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and grab an author's notes because I want to use, by the way, this thing has been I've been loving my little thing that lets you do descriptions. It has been awesome, if you ask me. Let's see, copy that. All right, so before I do that, I want to see if we get any better because we got rid of a very small chunk of our thing. I'm not going to put any text, but let's see if that gets any better. I guess it might actually be getting worse because it's actually increasing the adventure also. So we come in here, view context. So as you can see, this is getting bigger. We are now losing 60% of this, and that was after trimming it down. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to paste my little guy in here that if I do description, DESC, and an NPC name, it will kind of summarize what the game actually knows about that person. Then we're going to get rid of Samantha, I think, because hopefully it'll get more of the key parts and maybe work okay. I don't know, to be honest. So let's go ahead and say do. I mean, it might not have a lot of Samantha because it's losing well over half of it now. So let's do /DESC and Samantha. Oh, it's right there. SAMANTHA. And that's in do. Okay, good. And maybe, I don't know if it'll work right. Samantha is a vision of effortless perfection. T frame, blah, blah, blah. She does okay. Okay. So I'm going to leave that as good enough. I'm going to grab from there to there, do a control C. So what I do when I'm, just so you know, by the way, we're at 22 minutes, so I need to start closing this out. So what I do with my little guy here is I will, I lost this thing. I hate it when that happens. We're going to exit the game real quick and then go back into the game. I don't know why sometimes when you add the different things in here, it gets rid of this, which is annoying. So we're going to add a card called Samantha. I'm going to go ahead and paste that I had in here. I'm going to get rid of all these extra spaces because as you can see, they are tokens, or well, maybe they're tokens, I don't know. But it actually gets rid of a chunk. And then we're going to go ahead. So when I'm creating a card, it doesn't have a last name for her. So I'm just going to grab this, hold control so it copies it, grab this, hold control so it copies it. And then I like to put a space in front of it and then just make it lowercase in there so that it has to be a space, Samantha. We were pointing that out. For example, if say your name is like Troy and you have destroy in the thing, Troy is in the middle of that. But if I have a space before, it's going to require that. Rarely would I be mentioning someone's name if there won't be a space in front of it. So basically, that is what I do with mine. So now we actually have a Samantha card, and let's go into the plot essentials and get rid of a big chunk of Samantha at least. And I don't even think we should have the ultimate goal and all that stuff in there. And that's still a huge chunk. So let's do this. Maybe get rid of some of this space. There we go. One more there. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and erase this and erase our description of Samantha. We're going to hit OK, and we'll see if we actually get rid of our little warning here. There's just one thing I wanted to show you is that the AI instruction, no, we haven't got rid of our warning. I'm going to go ahead and just ditch Samantha altogether. I mean, that still is a whole lot. So I'm just going to ditch that. I know that's getting rid of a huge chunk of the story, but this is actually going to fix it. I can almost guarantee. What? How'd that not fix it? Did it? I wonder if it still counted it even. Wait, Okay, it did fix it. Because if I delete that, now you can see we're actually, let's go check. Oh, I hit continue. Didn't mean to do that. um, and I could even fix it a little more by getting rid of this guy now, because I don't need it. So as you can see, we no longer have the error. Our AI instructions is now loading. So even though we don't have the AI instructions up here, you can actually see now here is our tiny little bit of our main thing. In here, hopefully we're getting rid of, yeah, we only have Luna and I'm not sure why. There must be Luna in here somewhere that's being mentioned. But Samantha, Emily, they're all lost, which is fine. But if we go and look, even though we don't load AI instructions, you'll see that the default one is always there. So it's running in the background. So you need to keep that in mind that it's using 194 tokens. So when we were looking at this guy, we were already, we had to have been well over our 2000 tokens of everything because it was already ditching stuff. If we go look at our actual view complete text part, you will see right here at the very top, it is talking the AI instructions, even though we don't have any AI instructions. So just remember it's there. Here's our plot essentials, which is right here. This world lore, I'm not sure where those ones are. Is that in the main thing? I don't remember seeing anything say recent story, world lore. Where on earth is it getting that from? Is that way up here? Oh, yeah. There's the footsteps. Uh, no, I don't think it is getting it from. I don't know where it's getting that. And we don't have any other thing. I don't think. Could that? Oh, it was loading. Who was it? Luna? No, it's definitely not Luna loading. Is it here? Yeah, I didn't think it loaded that. I am not sure where that data is coming from. But as you can see, getting rid of that plot essentials. So long story short, I would recommend always uh, using your plot essentials. You want it to be about the character. You want it to be the character because they're the protagonist. You want very, very limited bullet items. This loads every single time. At least these three AI instructions, plot essentials, and your author's note, and I think the summary does as well. Those load every single time you do an action, whether it's a do, a say, a continue. Those are all being loaded in the background and taking up that space. So if you want to have things that are triggered, you have to use story cards. And you don't want your story cards to be super big either. You want them just like this. These are actually, from what I can tell, I mean, 411. That is not bad at all. That 200 on that one. Samantha, 500. Well, that's the one I did. So 566, not terrible. You want to keep those toned down so that you're not bogging down the story. Because if you're a free character, free player or whatever, you're gonna kill it really quickly. Like I didn't actually go through and read every word of what the actual story plot was, but a lot of that maybe could be put in here. It didn't look like this was very big. And once again, try and keep it to a important things only. Uh, Instead of giving a big explanation of how the dad might be overprotective, just do what it says, like right here. He is overprotective and a devoted parent. That's all you need to say. You don't need to say, oh, he went to every one of her baseball games. He is this, that, the other. But he was always, watching when she went out on a date with someone, he would always be saying, "Hey, uh, I own a shotgun and a shovel, so you better get my daughter back on time. She better be safe," kind of thing. You don't necessarily need that for the plot of the story. So I would recommend in this case, try and keep that, obviously keep your plot essentials down really small, only have plot essentials in it. Just very little things. You don't need to put descriptions or anything like that. AI instructions. This is something I've been noticing as of late is a lot of people are putting the actual character. So this thing where I said you are Tasman, so this is probably going to break the thing again. Although I guess it might not matter. So if we go in here and do AI instructions, oh, it didn't do it. So you can see if we just say go ahead and do the model default, which, if we do the custom or the model default, we're going to, actually, I guess the model default keeps jumping down. So when you use the word you up here, the AI thinks you're talking to it. And I've actually seen where people have put this information saying you are Tasman. So now the AI is going to think it is Tasman. It is playing Tasman. And it's not going to know who on earth the actual protagonist or who the actual person is playing, especially if there's nothing about them in here and if there's only a story card in here about the, not in here, sorry, in here about the player. Because I've seen a whole lot, I've been seeing where AI instructions seem to be getting plot essentials, and also the author's note seem to be getting plot essentials, even AI instructions. Um, and the main character is getting a card that says something like, T-A-Z-Z-M-A-N-N, and then down here it says T-A-Z-Z-M-A-N-N, and then it has, let me go grab my thing here. Where'd my temp go? Then it might have stuff more along the lines of this, right? Minus that. So basically, it is saying something like this. Well, one, the AI has no idea that this is Tasman. If we go look, I'm going to go run it once more. We're going way over. I'm sorry, guys. But if we go look and see what this is actually saying, it will not make sense in the story for you either. So it actually says Taz there. Let me make sure it invoked that card real quick. Story cards. No, I'm gonna have to have Taz in there as well. So, oh, I didn't hit save. Oh, I do that a lot. All right, so we'll hit copy here, hit V here. So we do have that. I'm gonna do a comma. I'm gonna put a space here. And then here I'm going to have a comma, space, and T-A-Z-Z, because clearly it wanted to call me Taz as well, because that's how it actually is. So there we go. So we're going to say that now. We know that's Tasman. I'm going to hit, hopefully it says something about Taz again. And it should, so when it's actually doing the generation, it does get a little bit from above. So let's just check real quick, see if Taz is being loaded. There we go. So Taz is being loaded, so we know it's being loaded now. But if we go look at the complete text, this one is, this must be behind the scenes, the world lore. But if we come way down here to the bottom, I believe, we should see just a small section that looks like it's kind of in the middle of everything. So there's our author notes. We could actually get rid of that. She blinks. Should be in here somewhere. I don't know if I passed it. And I know it's not this one because, well, actually it is this one. So maybe world lore is where it's loading the cards. Because as you see here, it's just saying you are this. Now, it still might actually put together that I'm Tasman because we still actually have in our plot essentials right here that you are Tasman. But if this didn't exist, I don't know if I have to hit this a couple times. We'll do it a couple times just to see. We're at 35. I'll try and end this before 40. Sorry guys. Hit continue again. I'm going to do it 5 times. So that was 1. Here's 2. Although it might lose. Okay, it's still saying Taz, so we're good there. There's 3. There's 4. I'm not seeing Taz anymore. I'm going to ask her what my name is. I want to see who she thinks I am. I'm going to say, so if you are so smart, so SMA smart, what is my name? It might get it. I don't know. I mean, let's check really quick. If we go up here, look at view context, still are loading up cards. We are still loading Tasman and that. So there's a chance it can get it. So let's go back to the take turn and hit a question mark here. I don't even know who we're talking to tell you the truth. Samantha's eyes. So somehow we're actually Samantha. You're a clever one, aren't you? Asking for your name. I prefer the one. Okay, so it still doesn't know who I am. But it has a higher potential, especially if we have a ginormous uh what can I do? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab a bunch. I'm gonna go grab the thing up here and paste it 2 times in a row. Oop, go back up, go back up. Right to there. I'm gonna hit Control C. And then we're gonna hit V, enter, V, enter, V, enter. Yeah, that's definitely huge. I am, like I said, I'm actually surprised it did not lose the story cards because everything I've read, and they're constantly changing. So everything I've read has said that story cards are lost first. We seriously didn't lose. Oh, there it goes. By the way, you can disable this. I did find, and I've lost the thing again. In the other side, there's a checkbox that says show this warning. So we go in here, let's see what we've lost. So it looks like I mean, look how small our thing here has gotten. Um, so we've lost a story card. We've lost 58% of our plot essentials. We lost our entire AI instructions again. And we lost Samantha. So it doesn't know who Samantha is anymore. Or, well, I mean, it does based off the information up there, but it's kind of lost her. So anyway, I think we're going to end it here. 39 minutes is way more than I wanted to do for this. Like I said, I'm not doing this in any shape, way, or form to say that this person is bad at doing scenarios. I want to do it to help. I want them to, hopefully they'll watch the video and they'll see, okay, I can fix this, I can fix this. And they'll start. I mean, the idea of this one actually sounded kind of cool. From what the person posted is that your stepsister, for whatever reason, it seems like Samantha might have had something to do with it, but your stepsister accuses you of something and you go to jail for 2 years, you get out of jail, you come back, and now you're confronting your sister, which is kind of interesting because it did, I think I remember reading as I was perusing through that you and your stepsister actually were really, really close, kind of the inseparable bestie type of thing. So something happened. I didn't read that part, but obviously something happened. Maybe they graduated, one went on to school, one didn't, college or something like that. Oh, I'm going over 40. I said I wasn't going to do that. So anyway, my intention is not to belittle anyone. It is not to say that they're terrible and should never do this. I want to help them be better so that they can make scenarios that work not only for people that have the mega uber powerful subscription tiers, but also the people that are on the free tier. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully, I obviously you guys saw the name because we were in the. Actually, let's do it this way. So whoever the developer was, Angel Inside Me 8, and it looks like they might actually. Is it a filter or something? Oh, it's a mature one. So they've only done one story. So don't don't go and leave comments saying this is absolutely terrible. You don't want to. It sounds like it has a cool plot if you ask me. Um, so anyway, hopefully Angel Inside Me 8, you watch this and you find some information that's really useful and you are able to use that to make some awesome scenarios. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Tell other people about my channel. Check it out. Have them check it out. If they like what they say, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.